Welcome to Real Estate Success DFW, the podcast where top producing agents from Dallas-Fort Worth come together to share their stories and strategies behind their success. I'm Shaune Corbett, your host, and with over 300 million sold in the local real estate market and the honor of being best of D multiple times, I know what it takes to make it in this market. Each episode, we're going to dive into the world of real estate, learning from the very best in the industry. If you're ready to level up your game, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hey everyone, Shaune Corbett here with Real Estate Success DFW. I have got a superstar with me, Ram Konara. He actually is the broker owner for StarPro Realty. He's been doing that for quite some time. I'm going to give him a chance to tell a little bit about his background and his story there. And there's a few things that I want to talk to him about that's going to help you guys out there in building your business and being able to effectively connect with your audience. How are you, Ram?
Doing pretty good. How are you, Shaune?
Yes, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Let's start a little bit going back, because I assume you didn't wake up one day and decide you're going to be a realtor. I'm sure you've had other careers or other things maybe happening that got you into this space. So how did you end up getting into real estate?
I'm originally from India. I came to United States in 1994 for pursuing my master's degree in computer science. So I finished my master's degree in 1996 and moved to Dallas to work for a company called GTE at the time. Now it is Verizon. So we came on a student visa and then moved to a H-1 visa, the work visas, they call it as work visas right now. And then got my green card in 2001. So at the time I was started looking for the houses. In Dallas at that time, there was not that many Indian agents that know the Indian. We look at Indian Vastu and also certain requirements in the home. So there was not that many people doing their business on the Indian realtor side. So I thought
can I do something real quick? Let me do a little clarification. So does it have to do with maybe the direction the house faces, things like that?
The direction of the house,
so that's understanding
and also
your
where the
audience.
master bedroom has to be there, kitchen has to be there, and those are the main important points. The master where the master bedroom is, kitchen is. But right now, with a lot more people coming in, those requirements are going up and up every time. But the main one are the direction of the house and then where the master bedroom and the kitchen. Those are the main ones. And also we were used to negotiations. In India, we don't buy anything without negotiation. Even buying vegetables, you need to negotiate. That is the tradition. That is the way that we brought up in India. So here, when we are trying to do negotiations, the salespeople and as well as the realtors are not used to those ones. So I just want to build that gap so that way I can help the buyers understand where they are coming from. Even if you tell them there's no negotiation, we keep on asking for it. So that is the normal practice we do, but so that way I can help them out. So that was the main reason I was entered into the market. I started my career in 2002. I was still working at GTE at the time. I'm a programmer, software engineer. And then I pursued that both of them until 2015. And then I made my career full-time into real estate into 2015.
Okay. So full-time in 2015. When did you start StarPro?
StarPro 2012. I started my brokerage in 2005. And then joined a big company into 2011. It did not work out well because I was a part-time working as a real estate at that time. So working for a big corporation and big company like a Remax or Keller Williams, and then doing part-time was tough for me. I started again the StarPro Realty in 2012. I became a broker again in 2012. It gives me a bit more flexibility in the timings and
You said GTE, is that large GTE building in Irving? You said now is Verizon. Is that where you worked in Irving?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember.
That's main headquarters, GTE headquarters. That was the main GTE headquarters.
Yes, I've seen it. It's huge. Yes. I was like, okay, that makes sense. When you became a broker 2012, did you intend on adding agents and growing it, or you just wanted it because you were part-time and said, if they won't let me do part-time there, I'll just start my own and work it the way I want to work it? Kind of what was your thought process?
I wanted to, the main thing is the hiring agents is a little bit different process. I'm not good at training. I was thinking of not hiring many people, just to help me out, because the Dallas is so huge. So I need some people in different cities, so that way I can help. They can help me out, and I can help them out also. So I was not hiring. I was thinking of hiring lot many agents, but yeah, thinking of hiring some agents like that help me out in the process.
Sure. So you use them more as a partner kind of deal, and you probably didn't want a lot of brand new agents. You wanted experienced agents?
A little bit more experienced agents because I was doing part-time. So the training the agents is really a full-time job. You need to be there because they are calling you like they are nervous. They are the first time, if they are new to the industry, they have a lot of questions in there. And then time is also of essence. If you're not able to answer their calls immediately, like it is going to be tough for them. So that's why I was hiring only inexperienced agents at the time.
Gotcha. And today, are you still based out of Irving? Is that your home base still?
It's still in Coppell. Yeah.
It's Coppell. Okay. So which is, for those of this, it's bordering Irving. So Coppell would be a little bit more upper class, good quality schools, good place, a place that a lot of us would like to make a destination. It's a very nice area.
Yeah, it's a location center. It's a central location, and the schools are good. My first home was in the colony. Like at the time, we did not have kids, and then moved to Coppell like in 2009, like for the schools.
You and I talking offline, you have a particular target buyer, and we talked about. I mean, they could be sellers certainly, but you start a business, you get into something, you find yourself really connecting well, and you had said first-time home buyers. Why is that a particular space that you really enjoy? And you put that's like your calling, like you do a lot of first-time home buyers. How does that work out?
The home buying is the biggest investment for any buyer. Like I went through that process. Like when I was first buying the home, it was really nervous. Like people are nervous buying a biggest investment in their life. So I want to help them out. But once they are bought a second home, it's a little bit easier for them. The first time they have to go through a lot of the process. They don't know like how much they bought, how much they can afford it, like wait to start. And most of my buyers have a good credit, like good credit and good income. So that way, like I don't need to worry about their credit history. Like, so we will ask them to get the pre-approval letter first. That is the main important one. Like, so I am also a loan officer. Like, so I can help them out, like how to get a pre-approval letter. Or we usually recommend them to go through their banks to like their bank that they work with, like because the bank already has their information, like their credit history, their how much balances they have. They have all their credit and everything. They can get a pre-approval letter from myself or from any bank they work with or any lender that they feel comfortable with. That is the first step we will go through. And then the requirements, what are their requirements? What is the main important criteria for them? Most of my buyers want the school districts. That is the first important criteria for them. So we recommend them where the good schools are, and also recommend the cities that are upcoming cities where the school district ratings are not that great right now, but it may improve because these schools are brand new schools. They don't have any ratings right now, but it will definitely improve with the people moving into those cities.
You have a few examples, some cities that are kind of out there on the fringes that are still small, that they're going to be continuing to grow and do well.
Salina is one of the ones. Salina is doing pretty well. Anna is doing very well. Van Austin is really doing very well. Melissa was good. Frisco and Prosper, they already are established. Like when Frisco started, like my business started booming when Frisco started, like in 2013, 2014. At that time, Frisco, most of the schools are pretty new, and then they don't know anything about it. Everybody was saying, okay, I want to stay in Plano only, like Plano, Coppell, like those are the main ones people are focusing on. But there's not many new houses in those areas. And my buyers also, since it's the first time home buying for them, like they want a brand new house. So that way there's no need for maintenance for at least few years. Like first they need to get used to the house and then get the repairs. But they prefer new homes like Plano and Coppell and these areas. They don't have that many new homes at that time. And even if they are, like they're pretty expensive. Frisco we were pushing a lot of people towards Frisco, and the schools were brand new schools. The ratings are not that great at that time, but we tell them like when the people started moving to Frisco, they have a lot of big tax base. The tax base is so huge for the schools. So definitely the ratings for the school they will hire a good new teachers, equipment. Everything will be pretty good for those ones since the tax base is pretty high for them.
There's a lot of smart things in there. I'm gonna unpack a few things. One, we look at Frisco looking back. Frisco's a great school district now, but early on it wasn't. It was still building. It had a lot of new construction. It was the area everybody was trying to run to. You had some big things going in there, which is going to create growth and explosive opportunities, right? The Cowboys went there, and you had the Stonebriar Mall. All that was starting to get built, massive amount of restaurants and infrastructure and all the growth off of the tollway. And all of a sudden, Frisco had a large base of tax revenue, like you said, and then they started creating some really good schools over time. And now they're one of the best school district options in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but we don't have a lot of new builds as much anymore like we did during the heyday. And everything got pushed north. Now Prosper is taking advantage of that opportunity. It's really primarily suburb, but it's still close enough to the tollway. You can get to Dallas pretty quick from even Prosper, which is kind of far up there. But the Prosper School District is now benefiting from what Frisco has done. What's really interesting is Little Elm used to be one of the lowest rated school districts in all of Texas. And it wasn't but 10, 15 years ago that was the case. But because of its proximity to Frisco and LASD, and then Denton is not quite as well regarded, but it's still gotten a lot better. That forced Little Elm to now become competitive, and Little Elm became a much better school district over time because of you could live in Little Elm and go to Frisco ISD, or you could live in Frisco and go to Little Elm. And it was such a substantial difference in your tax value and your appreciation rate. Little Elm has now become better. So you mentioned Salina. That's a lot of forethought because it's right next door to Prosper. And it's going to benefit from the explosive growth and Prosper when they run out of room and it gets too expensive there. I think it's Aubrey ISD.
So Aubrey is doing pretty well too. Aubrey, Clellam is really doing very well. Like yes. I have a lot of people like who are just starting their family. They are preferring like Clellam because the price point is really good for them. The location is good and the price point is good. And the schools, they know that like they will go up. And then the kids are not that they just started their family or they are very small kids. It takes a few years for them to get to these schools. So a lot of people are investing their money in Clellam and as well as Aubrey.
Sure. And those are smart ideas. Van Alstyne, Melissa, Anna, I heard you say all those things. Those are going to be, because we've run out of space in kind of the just south of it. Now it's going to force everything north. They're going to expand the tax break or the tax basis. And all of a sudden you're going to start having some really good schools come out of that process. That's a really good point. Can I talk about, you mentioned a couple of times you're a loan officer. Are you a broker and own a brokerage for loans, or do you have your license parked with someone else and you're able to source loan opportunities for your clients?
I'm not a mortgage broker. Like just a loan officer. Like mortgage broker is a lot of work. It's constantly I think if it is a full-time career into the mortgage loan business, like then that is good. But or else if you want to do real estate and as well as the loans, like it is tough to be both of them, like mortgage broker as well as the loan officer and the real estate broker. So I parked my license with a different company. I'm just working with a better corporation.
Okay. And what do you think on buy side, not probably counting new builds, you think you're about half of your transactions are able to give them a loan opportunity?
Most of my buyers are buying the new homes, and then the builders are giving so much discounts with the new build. They are offering like a lot of incentives if you use their lender. So mostly the existing houses I try, but I don't push them to use me. Like it's basically like wherever they get a good rate, like they can get it. Like because most of every time like each lender is different. Like sometimes the particular bank may give a better rate, and sometimes a different lender may give a better rate at certain points depending on how much funds they have for mortgage loans like that. So I just give them a quote, and then whoever is offering a better interest rate and with better closing cost, I ask them to go with it. I'm just have a mortgage loan officer license just to educate them, not to make money on it. Like it's just to basically educate them. And I did not do much loans. Maybe I did 20, 30 loans. That's all in my career. But I became a loan officer. That way I know like what the process is in them and help them out, help the buyers. I'm busy with real estate. So I don't want to put my legs on both I just want to concentrate on real estate right now. And just a loan officer is just an addition to it to help the buyers.
In concentrating on real estate, we're focused on helping buyers and sellers. That's your priority? Or how many agents do you have right now?
Basically, I just came out. We formed another company called Reconnection in 2020. We merged to hire more agents. And then because I had another partner, I was talking to another partner, and then he was more into training. And then I started Reconnection we both started Reconnection in 2020. We grew up to 250 agents like in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. But I just came this year to StarPro Realty because my kid is going to 11th grade. So I just want to concentrate on him. He goes to a private school, so I just need to drop him and pick him up, and that has a lot of activities. So I was not able to concentrate much on the hiring side and taking care of all the agents. So I thought, look, I will just come back to StarPro Realty for a couple of years. Once he goes to college, then go back and help the other realtors, hiring more agents and then helping them out in their career.
So you've pulled back from that part in order to take care of family life stuff, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you plan to go back. So are you still a part of that? Or are you just really focused on just doing your StarPro and then helping whoever's within that group? And then that's it for now?
No, I'm still helping them out. I'm still a broker. We just talk every time, almost twice a month, or we exchange the ideas and everything. We are still together. If I have any agents that wants to join, I recommend them to Reconnection because we used to have a good training, and every week we used to have a training and a lot of help from the brokers. We were 3 brokers at that time. So. But if any agents wants to join, I just recommend them to go there. We are still work together. But I will go back to help after my kid goes to school.
Okay. I respect that. Making sacrifice for the family is good because we're in a business. Weekends and evenings are pretty dominant in real estate as far as when you need to be available to answer questions and stuff. Fortunately, about 3 or 4 years ago, I moved from not working weekends or evenings, and it's made it so I can really focus on the kids. I don't have an organization anywhere near the size that you're talking about. That's quite a bit of responsibility. When you do weekly meetings, do you do Zooms? Do you meet in an office?
Mostly it's a Zoom meetings only. We used to have a training on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday we had a training. And then Saturdays, if there's an important topic or any guest speakers, we used to have the meetings on Saturdays. We have a guest meetings on Saturdays. But Wednesdays are typically the training periods for one. It goes around 1 to 2 hours in training. And whereas we have the broker Q&As or first the new home or a first time realtor training to start the business and everything. We have different training subjects that we work on every week.
Okay. How often do you get, you said there's about 250 agents in that group. Is that what you're saying on
Reconnection has, close to 250 right now, in all the locations in Dallas, Austin, and Houston. San Antonio, there's not that many, but yeah.
Okay. And when agents come into a challenge, right, transactional challenge, do they reach out to you or do they reach out to one of the other agents or brokers?
We are 3 brokers, and then we have a timing, we basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we do, basically they tell us which days I am on and which days the other brokers are available. But if they are not able to reach me, they are always welcome to reach the other brokers also. And we have a admin at the office also, to get hold of if it is really important.
Okay. I love it. So I had a thought. What if there was a broker on demand transactional question service available? And I say this because I think probably 95% of questions are not specifically broker responsible questions. They're just transaction questions. How do I, work on getting earnest money back? Or how do I negotiate this contract and ask for additional concessions? Or they're usually just transactional questions. And occasionally you do get into, hey, we're all mad at each other and we want to call attorneys. I mean, occasionally it happens. But 95%, that it's just not the way it is. What if all those questions were handled for a service instead of you guys answering the question? Would that be of value to you?
Definitely, it will be value for everybody. If even the brokers are office managers for the broker. They are not available all the time. And then sometimes they have a questions at the night, in the evening. If they have a particular fee, so charge a fee for a broker, and say, okay, we will charge you this much free for the broker. And then they can call this helpline. And then there's always a line saying, okay, it all depends on your broker policies also, what your broker says, but at least guide them, the process, and then, but it's ultimately the broker is the main responsible, what they want to do with that.
It's something I've thought about because I like the real estate transaction problem solving. I like it. And I'm pretty efficient at it. I typically take complex because they'll share a lot of things that have nothing to do with the problem. And then you're like, okay, that's not relevant. That's not, just tell me. And then what I'll do is I usually will stop it and I'll say, hey, I'm going to ask you questions and you tell me yes or no. And I generally can get to the bottom line pretty fast. And then I can give them a solution. I've been doing that for years. And I joined a program called School. Do you know what School is? SKOL. It's online training. Okay. All it is a platform to post classes and things like that. As part of a service, I was offering office hours on a Zoom. Anybody that's pays for the service can jump in and ask me any question they want to ask. And I've thought about that would probably be growing, that could be something that would be a value add to smaller boutique brokerages that don't have, enough broker staff that can cover all the hours and deal with a lot of the transaction questions that, again, no liability is being done. We're not dealing with things that would affect the license. We're just dealing with things on how to win for everybody to get the deal to move forward. I don't know.
But I think it's a very good idea. Like definitely, I think you can take the turns like Monday, Tuesday, when it's somebody. I think definitely it's a very good idea. It really helps a first-time realtor like that are entering into the business. And also like I used a service called Show. I mean, if I have to show a home in Salina or somewhere, and I am in Copal, like there's only one showing, takes me a lot of time. So I use that service like where a licensed agent can show the home for me, like for a small fee. That really helps me a lot right now to balance my work-life balance.
So, are they SHOWME? Is that what it's called?
SHOWAMI.
Okay. Are they still working today? So you use them every once in a while. If you can't show a house, you could call them.
Yeah, it's an app. Like you can just put it in the address of the house, like, and then either you can schedule the showing or the listing or the agent that is willing to show the home, like they can schedule the showings also. Like. So they can, it's typically like it starts with $50 per showing. And then you can tip them if you like the services of the agent that showed the property, you can tip them out and also give them a tip. So it's on $60, $70. That way I don't need to run from Coppell to Salina or Aubrey or Little Elm or Princeton because it's a long way drive. And most of the people wants to see the houses only on the evenings and weekends. And right now the market is a little bit cool, but when the market is really hot, like they want to see the house on the same day that is listed because they are going very fast. Okay? So if you're not available on that day, so this service definitely helps me a lot.
I love it. That's great. And so they set up a couple of those companies during COVID.
Yeah.
And some of them, man, they had slick user interfaces, but they just didn't have either enough agents signing up to do the service or whatever. And a lot of them they fell out. I even had, my mom works for me. She's an agent. I even told her, I said, during the week, if you don't have clients, jump on one of those. You could go show some houses and pick up some extra money. Just as a side thing, anything in your logistics area, right? Because she's in Louisville. So anything around there she could knock out. So I like the idea. I just haven't gone back to see if there's now other options. Most of my agents, I just send them out and I just pay them directly. But I could see the benefit of using a third-party app. That's what their role is, and not fear of them stealing your client or things like that.
They usually don't talk to the buyers. Like they usually
tell just you, open the door for them.
They're pretty good. Like so far, I never had any issue. And then as soon as I list it, like I always have within 5 minutes, like someone picked up. So I think that application is really good. I think I never had any problem not picking up. Sometimes if it is way far away or it is a bigger property, they may ask for a little bit more money because they're spending a lot of time on it. But definitely I found every time I never had any time not show the property.
Okay. I like that. What do you think the biggest challenge is for you right now?
The biggest challenge, I think it's just started, right? I think, but we will get used to it. Like I think we went through several things, and then it all depends on the market. If the market is really good, like the sellers may say, okay, we don't want to pay the buyer agent commission.
Yeah, that's very interesting because I don't think people are picking up on that. They look at this NAR thing came out, everyone was all scared. What are we going to do? And then nothing happened, right? But the reason why nothing happened is because the sellers don't own the market. They need to sell. And they know that market price had the commission as a part of the sales price that's listed. So a lot of them are like, just pay it because I need to sell. But when you turn things around and all of a sudden the sellers are controlling the market again, they will be negotiating that, is going to be a part of the process. But it's very interesting that you said that.
Yeah, it's basically like if the market is really good and they are selling it, they are getting a multiple offers on it. And then they say, okay, like, why do I need to pay? Like I can do my own open houses. Like The main thing the buyers is right now is main is the comps for the neighborhood, and then the definitely we can help you with the mortgage loan. There's a lot of things realtor can do, but the buyer, you need to educate the buyer what is the importance of the real estate agent. Right now they think just okay, you are coming and showing the houses for us and writing the offers, but we need to get it out from the buyer saying okay, like that is not we do. We guide you on the process. The biggest investment in your life, it's not that much money you are paying us, but the guidance you get, and then the amount of money you can save by negotiations. Because if you go directly to your seller, if you are showing too much interest, they may not budge on it. It is better to have a third party that is dealing the negotiations. That's always don't the emotion. You can, if the seller sees okay, like you are really interested, he may not come down on the price. So you need to explain all those ones to the buyers. And then I think once the market shifts, we need to see how it goes. And it affects mostly the buyers that are putting low down payment, especially if they are putting only 3% down payment and then pay the realtor again with 3% to the buyer's agent. It gets tougher for the buyers to pay the commission as well as the down payment. So we have to see how it goes once the market turns. Yeah, that is the main thing that is affecting a lot of people right now, like a lot of realtors right now.
Okay. A couple remaining questions that I'm thinking about that I think would be relevant. I want to ask if you're using technology or those type of things as a part of your business going forward, and any specific things that has really been a game changer for you. And the last thing I was going to ask you is what advice would you give to agents to get into that top 1% or to really become real productive and break through? Is there anything specific? So let's start with technology. Are you utilizing, for example, AI has obviously become a big thing for all of us in different capacities. Are you utilizing that or any other technology that's really made your business better?
Main is I use a lot of chat GPT, like that helps me a lot, like even writing an email or really it helps me a lot, like in the business. Like use chat GPT or any AI thing. And also my business is mostly the new homes, and always I go to the neighborhoods, always try to get it. What are the incentives this offering? What are the inventory homes they have? Because people call me and say, okay, I want to look in Prosper. What are the available options I have? So meet the builders, go around the salespeople, talk to them and see. And then they give a lot of they'll tell you what is going on in Prosper. So you may read the newspapers, and then Dallas Business Journal or Dallas Morning News, but the sales persons, people that are sitting in those model homes, they have more information about that particular city or particular neighborhood. Okay? So try to meet with them and then get more information, what are the available options, what are the incentives they are offering. And then, of course, the newspapers are really good. Like Dallas Business Journal is really good. It gives me a lot of information about what is going on in Dallas, like the Dallas Morning News. And of course, the Facebook and those ones, I don't do much on Facebook, but yeah, also Facebook, if you have time on it. Social media is also really doing well.
Okay. So we're going to meet with builders. We're going to read newspapers, which a lot of people are not reading anymore, but they do know where growth is and they know what things are happening. And it's important for you to consider those things as we project future opportunities for our buyers, because we want to be a good steward of their money, right? Mm-hmm. This is where you should invest because the growth is going to be substantial. You've shared some of that insight. It's really valuable. What about an agent that maybe they sell one a month, maybe they sell two a month? How do they break into that 3-4 a month? Do you have any general advice for agents in achieving the high level?
I think advertisement is main one, advertise on social media. Like right now, most of the younger generation is on the social media. I think the social media, I'm not good at it, but I think that is the main important one right now. My main focus is referrals, that is the main one. And then try to, if you have a buyer, just give a good service for them and definitely they will recommend you. Referrals is the next important big ones. So I think the main social media referrals, and advertisement, those are the main ones to get more business for you.
Okay. So we talked to our sphere of influence for referrals and give good service, right? And then get into social media and really make that an opportunity to get in front of the larger audience. Ram, what's a good way for us to connect with you? Are you by email, phone, or do you have a website? How would we get more information about you?
Best thing is to reach me on the phone. Call me, if anybody has any questions, they can call me on the phone.
Sure, you can leave your phone number.
469-964-2033.
Okay. And then when we finish this, I'll try to have links for anything that you make available to us, your LinkedIn and all of that. And then they can easily connect when it gets posted on all the different podcast media. Man, I really appreciate it, Ram. Any last minute things that you want to share or anything else?
I think the real estate industry is going through tough time. Like I think it's going through different times. Like I think definitely stick on to it. I think it will be a very good positive. Dallas is really doing very well. Anywhere in Texas is really doing very well. So stick to it. Like it's a short term thing. Like it's a little bit slow right now, but I think definitely like next year should be a very good year. Like once the interest rate starts going down, if they are between 5 to 6, like the market picks up so much. Like I think every realtor will be busy with their clients. So stick to it, continue what you're doing. And then
I love it. There's a lot of truth to that. I think a lot of us are concerned with the election, the interest rates, COVID pricing of homes. People think they're too high. And it's created a lot of this negativity. And I think the reality is, yeah, the transaction count overall is a little low, but people are going to have to move. It is boiling up right now. I know so many people that have just delayed, and lots of people are sitting in that space. They're going to we don't have any choice. We have to move, and we'll just have to bite the bullet. Maybe they're paying 3% interest and now they have to pay 6.5% in order to make that transition, but they have to move. So there's going to be some real significant growth. And again, interest rates will drive a lot of that as well. So I think that's a really valid point. Well, I appreciate you jumping in with me, and we'll look at your contact information below. Again, this is Shaune Corbett with the DFW Success, and I'm happy to share anything that I can to help you grow your business, and contact me for anything else. I appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you very much, Shaune.
That wraps up another episode of Real Estate Success DFW. I hope you're leaving with new insights that push your real estate career forward. If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with fellow agents who's ready to succeed. And if you're interested in working together or have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me directly. My personal phone is 214-228-0383. Let's connect and make real estate success happen together. Until next time, keep pushing forward. I'm Shaune Corbett, and this is the Real Estate Success DFW. Have a high performance week.